Hello, everyone. We have Jerry Rogers here with us, and he had a near death experience in 2010 and is here to share it with us. So, Jerry, tell us about your experience.
Okay, like like you said, back in 2010, I had a near-death experience. It's kind of hard. These things are pretty hard to explain, but I was I was very depressed. I didn't want to live. I was scared of just blinking out and nothing being there. Never nothing. That's what scared me. And uh, and so, even though I didn't believe in God or heaven or any afterlife, really, I still had a little hope in me, that there was something. And one night I prayed. I said, God, if you're real, if there's an afterlife or any of that stuff is real, like that, I said it. Let me know, please. Oh, my, thank you. Let me know, please, because I can't take it. I mean, I really can't. I had tears coming down my eyes. I mean, I was crying, and I was in bad shape. I lived alone. I was very, 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 very depressed. I can't say that too much. But anyway, nothing happened, as you can imagine. I told him, just turn the lights on and off. Do something. Give me a sign. Nothing happened. And the next night, for some reason, I don't know why, but I prayed the same prayer again. And, I said, if you're real, let me know. Give me a sign. And nothing happened. But the next night, I prayed again. And the night after that, and the night after that. And for about I'm not even sure, but it was at least 2 months, maybe three. One night I became very hot. I don't know. I don't know what was wrong with me because it wasn't hot in my house. It was a normal summer day, summer night, and my air conditioner was on. I know it was cool. I knew it was just me. And before I went to the emergency room, I went over and laid down on the carpet, pointed the blades down on the air conditioner toward me, the window unit, and laid down. And as soon as my head touched the carpet, I was gone. I was out. I mean, that was it. I came to no tunnels, no lights, nothing. I came to. I was standing in a place that looked like Earth. It looked just like Earth, except everything was perfect. Everything. There was nothing dead, no dead grass, nothing dead there. And I could see everything without even turning my head. I mean, I could see behind me. I could see myself. I don't know how, but I could. And I knew it was black behind me. But in front of me, I was standing on a small path with vegetation on both sides. This was heaven. And I felt, and the love and peace I felt it can't be described in words. Nobody can describe it because it's beyond anything here on earth. Nobody's ever had it. It's never been felt before here on earth, love like that. It was so strong. I mean, it's like you could reach out and touch it. And I looked on both sides of me, like I say, without turning my head. And I was and I could see all the way around me. And I was in a white gown, like they wore back in the Bible days, And my dead wife, who was sitting about 50 feet away on a rock wall, about 3 foot high, looking at me. And I don't know how to explain this, but when I started to take a step toward her, it was like zoom, I was there. I mean, I was there. I was just standing right in front of her. And I know there's a lot that I'm leaving out, but I'm doing the best. I'll do the best I can. But anyway, I looked at her and I said, hello, how are you, whatever. And as I turned, I mean, let me explain heaven first. It was perfect. There was a little tree, not big tree. It was a tree about 20 foot high. It wasn't very big, but it had perfect leaves on it. I mean, there was nothing. There was no dead branches, nothing. Perfectly green, perfectly rounded at the top, like an ice cream cone. And the leaves were all green. And I don't know why I remember that. I guess because it's the only tree I've seen, only tree there. And behind that rock wall was grass, maybe knee high, that was beautiful. And there was a light breeze, and it was kind of bent at the top. The grass was, and it went on and on and on. And I didn't see no buildings. I didn't see no streets of gold, but I did see my dead wife. She was sitting on the wall, and like I said, I went over to her, and as I said hello. As I turned to sit next to her, just before my butt touched the wall, it was like boom. I was floating in something. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't just plain hair. It was something. It was kind of a beige color, beige. And I knew I was coming back to my body. And I was kicking, swinging my arms, fighting. I didn't want to come back. Believe me, I did not want to come back. And I don't see how some people can say that they had a choice and they decided to come back and call their husband or their kids or something like that. I just can't believe that. I mean, I can't believe anybody for any reason would want to come back after being in heaven. It's so wonderful. And people say we sign a contract and all that. I don't know if I guess we do. I'm down here. And I believe we do have a certain time to die, just like a expiration date. We ain't going to die before then. And when our time is up, that's when we go to the afterlife. And so I was coming back. And like I said, I was fighting. I didn't want to come back here. But I actually popped into my body and jerked awake, fed up. And I felt so wonderful. I still felt wonderful. I mean, the depression was gone, and they came back to this day. And I just couldn't wait to tell people because I didn't think nobody knew about this stuff. To me, I had to let people know there was a heaven. There really was a heaven and everything because, I got to looking on the internet and all kind of books about it and everything. So, but for the next 5 or 6 hours, I was just over the moon, utopia, but not being in heaven. But I felt so great. No, like I said, no depression, no fear of death. But man, I wanted to go back. And I wasn't depressed. I wasn't fear. I had no fear of death. And I just couldn't wait to get on the phone and let people know. This was in the wee hours of the morning. So I was waiting around to call somebody to let them know. And while I was waiting, of course, like I say, Oh, it's on my wife. Let me tell you about my wife. I know this is all over the place, but she was murdered back in 1995. She was shot. Uh, I was in prison. Uh, I've been in prison at least, I'm old, half my life right now. As of half my life, 34 years I was in prison, but she died. She murdered her boyfriend, who she left. Uh, I don't know, because I was fixing to get out. I don't know if that was the reason she left him or not. I don't know. But anyway, she went to her parents' house. They were well off people, lived in a very nice, high dollar part of town. And she went home. He went over there, shot her daddy, shot her and killed her, and killed himself. And I seen her. And I seen myself. I was maybe 25. I had long, very long hair down to my shoulders. I was in the white gown. I don't know how I knew what I looked like, but I did. My wife was beautiful. Oh my God. She was sitting on that wall. She had her knees crossed. I could tell by the shape of the gown, that she had her legs crossed there over her knees. And she was in the whitest white I think I could ever seen in my life. As well. And she was very beautiful. She was beautiful when she was here. I mean, she could have been a model. But anyway, as I came back, everything's been, I've not been depressed since the NDE, or I don't know if I died or not. Nobody was there. I could have laid down on that carpet and died for that time, for the time I was out or in heaven, or I could. I don't know. Nobody was there. I felt wonderful when I came to. And I just want to let people know prayer works.
That is a beautiful story. Thank you so much for sharing it with us. And that was
Yeah,
one of the questions I was going to ask you: is if while you were
yeah.
in heaven, did you know that you were in heaven? Did you feel like you knew you had died, that you weren't in your body anymore?
Yes, I knew I wasn't in my body, but I didn't know if I died. And I knew I was in heaven. And I knew it was God or Jesus that put me there, because I've been praying for it all this time for proof. So I knew when I prayed to God. So it had to be God that allowed me to go. I'm
And
sorry about the phone.
when you saw your wife, did she look younger to you? Sometimes
Well,
when we see people on the other
yeah.
side, they look younger.
Okay. She died in 1995. She was like 33, 34 years old when she died. And she looked to be about 25, 28, just like me. But I mean, yeah, I knew I was dead. I mean, I didn't know I was dead because it was long, but I knew I was in heaven because of the one. It's not about heaven, really, when you die. It's not going to heaven, being someplace. That's not what's so wonderful. The wonderful thing is love and peace and all these wonderful feelings you have. I mean, I wish I could explain it. And nobody can. If they tell you they can explain their mind, because you can't explain it. The love is so strong. It's almost like it can hurt you. It's so strong. It really is. The love is, oh God. Let's put it like this. I had enough love. I had enough. I wasn't looking for more, you know. It was wonderful. God, I wanted to stay so badly. Did not want to come back to this place. I have a lot more empathy. And for some reason, animals, I love animals now. Well, I've always liked cats since I was a kid. But I used to didn't care about dogs and stuff like that and deer or nothing like that. But now it just kills me to see a dog or something that got ran over on the side of the road, or one walking through a parking lot hungry. I'll go feed it. I'll go in back in the store and get something and feed it if I'm leaving. It just kills me. Animals are something that I can cry about animals, you know, getting hurt, mistreated, hungry. It ties me up. Uh, and that wasn't before this NDE, that I wasn't like that before. And people on the road, like somebody standing out with a sign, you know, help me out, give me some. I always give them a couple of dollars, you know, always. I don't care what they do with it. I'm not going to give them a card that says McDonald's. Right? I give them money, always. And they know my car. They see my car and they know it. They know they're going to get a couple of dollars. Yeah, it can change me. Change me to the point where I have empathy now. And I didn't before. And I can't wait. Yeah, I can't wait. But I'll be glad when my time comes. I mean, and another strange thing is, okay, I went over when I came back. When I first came back, the first thing I thought about was how a newborn baby must feel. That kept popping into my head because I felt like I came through a strainer. I really did. I felt like when I came back, it was like a strainer, and all the bad stuff fell off. Or maybe when I was going over, I don't know. But I felt so great. I mean, health wise too. I felt like I was like a newborn baby must feel. You know, like there's no disease or nothing in me. You know, everything was great. I kept thinking about that for some reason. When I thought about how I felt, I would think about how a newborn baby must feel. See, these are some of the things that I should have told you when I was telling the story, but I don't. I remember them, but I didn't remember them right then. You know. Yeah, so many little things I forgot like that when I came back. Utah, and I read that most people are very depressed when they come back because they have to come back. But I wasn't. My depression was gone. It was like magic, you know. Boom, gone like that. I mean, I was bad depressed too. And I didn't know nothing about pills and stuff that you could take for depression. I didn't know nothing about that. I mean, I've been in prison all my life. I guess, I don't know, but I was very depressed, like I said, when I came back. Mainly was all gone. Wonderful. I felt so good when I came back.
That's
Yeah, but not
wonderful.
as good as heaven.
Not as good, but at least better
Yeah.
than you were before. That what a blessing that
Oh,
was. Do you
yeah.
think that your wife played a part in initiating your near-death experience so that she could help you, show you that there's more than just this earthly life?
Possibly because that was the only person I seen. So, but then again, I think she's the only person that I ever truly loved other than my kids, but really and truly love. And maybe that's it. I think you have to experience some kind of love on earth if you're an adult to go back to heaven. I mean, I think that's why we're here, to experience love and hate, because there's no hate, there's nothing black, nothing like that in heaven. You know, you can't. And think about this, I didn't even think about the people I believe in, friends, how my body looked. None of that even entered my mind while I was in heaven. You know, nothing like that. I couldn't think of nothing bad, in other words. You know, if you died right now, you would think about your children or something. You think, but you don't. It doesn't faze you. Or I didn't. I didn't think about my kids, who are all three gone. One of them died recently, but they were all grown at that time. But I didn't even think about my friends. I don't want to think about the house, nothing. I mean, nothing entered my brain at that time. And there's nothing in heaven, and there's no sunshine. But plenty of light. I noticed. I did look up, or I didn't move. I could see above me. It was it was lit beautifully, very soft light, but very, easy to see in it. No sunshine, no star above us. It shined down. Heaven is not earth. I mean, it looks like earth, but you're no longer on earth. When you go to heaven, it's very easy to realize you ain't on earth no more. It looks like earth, but it's not, because there's, like I said, everything's perfect. And my hair was long. And the part about, I think I have seen NDEs where they said all they have to do is think about going someplace and they're automatically there. Yes, because that's how it was when I started to take a step toward my wife. I would zoom, I was there. So that must be very true. I've also heard you could actually walk if you wanted to. I don't know, but I have to say, when the day comes for me to pass, I hope it's quick, or in my sleep or something like that, so I can go straight going into heaven. I don't want to suffer a death. Although, let me tell you, it's just like walking in another room when you die. It really is. Just like people say now, that's what I read. It's just like walking into another room. And I fully believe that, because when I died, I just opened my eyes and I was there. I didn't go through a tunnel. No light. I must have been because I was such an evil person, at the time. Oh, I was terrible. There was nobody I wouldn't cheat out of money, hurt if I had to. I would hurt them. Like I said, I was in prison for 34 years, and you don't learn to be a good person in prison. All you learn there is how to get over on people and become violent. It's a very violent place. But after that NDE, I have no desire to hurt anything, human or animal or even plants. I have no desire to, cheat nobody. I won't do that. I'm not going to cheat somebody. I'm not going to sell them something and tell them, look, this thing is perfect, and knowing it's not. I'm going to be honest about it, because I do sell a lot of stuff, and I have very few returns. And if it is a return, it's because I didn't know it, you know. When I say if I'd have known it, I'd have told them. If something was wrong, I would have told the person. I'm not going to cheat nobody. Uh, so I just want to get all that clear. It does change you. A near-death experience will change you. It changed me so much. It's brought tears to my eyes sometimes when I'm alone, and I think of how I used to be. I mean, it actually brings tears to my eyes. Please believe me, heaven is there. It's right there waiting on you, and you will go there. I pray you do anyway. I pray to see you there. And I don't know if there's a hell. I've heard people say there is. I heard people say there's not. But I don't know. But I know there's evil. I can tell you that here on earth. Because evil, what is it called? It can get on you and get inside your soul. But thank God's there, and all you have to do is pray. All you got to do is pray for help. If you become a better person, a Christian, or whatever you want to be, God will help you. But you can't just say it on the fly. Hey, God, I better help me. You got to get down and pray with your heart.
So prayer works. You believe in the
Yeah,
power of prayer.
100%. Yeah, yeah. Look what it done for me. I mean, I went to heaven. Yeah, I went to heaven, and I knew it was heaven when I was there. And I knew I was on another. And I wasn't on Earth. I don't know where, another planet or what, but it wasn't Earth. And God, whom I didn't see, had to take me there, because when I prayed that first night, I prayed with tears just pouring down my face. Said, please help me with knowing that heaven was either real or not real. Didn't get an answer, but I kept, for some reason, I could be asleep right at that time that I normally pray, and something would wake me up and tell me it's time to pray. And I pray. But I didn't look at it as prayer. I didn't say amen, or nothing at the end of it. I just say, hey, God, I need your help, please help me. Let me know if you're real, if we have an afterlife of any kind. Please just let me know, Lord. Please. And that'd be the end of it. And that went on 2 months at least. And when it happened, I mean, I wasn't looking for that much proof, but it came. And
Yeah, he showed you in the greatest way possible, huh?
yes, he gave me the real proof. I mean, there's no doubt. That's what he gave me. People think, that's never been to heaven and they're having NDE. Most people think this is something in the brain, causing it, a fantasy or a hallucination, an acid trip or whatever. But believe me, it's not. It's not a dream. It's not a vision. It's not a lack of oxygen to the brain. And if it ever happens to you, you'll know it's real. It's more real. It's actually more real than me sitting here talking to you right now. Being there is more real. I knew I had the wonderful feeling that I was home. I was home. This is my home. This place ain't your home. This is like a lot of people say, a spook or something. Maybe, I don't know. Nobody told me that, but I know that's our home. This is not this. this will seem so fake to you. And when I came back for the first 2 weeks, it's really weird, but I could look at my door or my wall or the floor, and it would be like it wasn't real. I don't know how to explain that, but nothing was real. It was like it would fade in and out, kind of like it wasn't real. And that's very hard to explain. But for like the first couple of weeks I come back, nothing seemed real to me. I mean, of course I'd get up and touch it and all that, but when I just stare at it, it's like it fade in and out.
Do you
You
feel
know,
this life is more like a dream compared to the other side?
oh, it's not a dream. No, no, it ain't close to a dream. Is that what you're asking me?
Yes, if this side feels more like a dream, then the other
Yes.
side feels more real.
But this side feels, no, you're here. You know you are. But this side is not for home. It don't feel like a dream. It just don't feel like, once you've had the NDE, this don't feel like home no more. You know where your home is. And this is not a home. This is not it. This is not your home. And you realize that once you have an NDE, that your home is in heaven, where you belong. This is just what I don't know what it is, but I read NDEs where it's supposed to be a learning process, so you can feel the love and hate, those things you can't feel in heaven. You can't feel hatred. You can't feel nothing bad in heaven. I know that sounds crazy, like, well, you got to have bad to have good, but not in heaven. Not in heaven. It's all good. And it don't get old, you know. It feels good, and it's never going to get old. It's going to feel like this forever and ever. It's never going to end. And I believe, like people say, you come here to feel hatred, love, a different type of love, uh, you know, things like that. That's why you come here to earth. That's what I believe. I don't know that. I do know heaven is really real. And I do know the love and peace you feel is unexplainable. With words, it can't be explained. The feelings. Oh, how good it felt. And I said, it feels like when you go to heaven, like from here, that you went, like, compare yourself here. Say you went to Walmart and bought some groceries or whatever, and you came back home to your house. That's how it feels when you drive an NDE. It feels like you just went on like went to the store or something and come back. That's how you feel. And you're home now. You wasn't gone no time when you go to an NDE. But here, where time exists, it feels like, like it's forever here. Well, a lot of people don't think life is long enough here, but you hadn't had an NDE because life is very long. And heaven is your real home. You will see it, realize it. Sooner or later, you're going to die. I hate to say that like that because most of you don't understand, but you're going to die. And I'm looking forward to my death. But don't go out and hurt yourself or kill yourself because I don't think you get to heaven that way. But I don't know. I'm not going to tell you something I don't know. But I know what the voice told me. No, you can't do that. That's cheating. So I'm here to the end. and I'm 70 years old now. And I think before my NDE, I would have passed away another year or two. I mean, I wasn't doing good at all with the depression. My body I wasn't healthy. And now that's been what, 13, 14 years ago. And I'm still around. The only problem I have is walking. My legs, were bad, but I'm okay. I can still get around all right with I can still walk a little bit, but I think I'd have died a long time ago if I hadn't been going to have the NDE. I think when I came back, I went through a screen that took all the negative stuff out of me, sickness and whatever. And that's why I'm still here. Yeah.
I like that. And I also like how you talked about how maybe we come here to experience love because in heaven there is no negativity, and maybe it's that
Yeah.
yin yang. We can't experience the deepness of love without the other. So maybe we need that
Yeah.
contrast to have those deep, intense emotions here.
Right. Maybe. I do know that love and the things heaven offers, it never gets old. You know, you don't have to, okay, here, like you have to have something bad to have something good. You know what I mean? You have to have good to balance the scales, good and bad. In heaven, it's all good and it never gets old. You know, you never get tired of it. In other words, you never get tired of the good, but you still want to know what, if you've ever experienced hate or dislike or pain, you want to come here to find out. And I think that's why we come here, is to experience pain and stuff like that. You know, that's my belief. But again, I don't know. I do know heaven is wonderful beyond any words, and it never gets old. I know that. I believe that when I prayed and kept praying and kept praying, I think we all have an angel or somebody around us, that helps us maybe. Uh, and I think that's another way that I got to heaven is that our God got sick of hearing me do it every night. God might have just got tired of this guy. Hell, he never gives up.
I think maybe it was let's show Jerry so he can get better.
Yeah, yes, I think so. I mean, you, if you're like me, you couldn't picture the afterlife. I mean, it's in a different realm, of course, but you couldn't picture that. You couldn't picture what could it be, how could it be. But but physics and all that kind of stuff gets thrown out the window when you go to heaven. I mean, you don't speak with your mouth, you talk with your mind, telepathic, yeah. You talk like I say you. And I had a full body, and my wife had a full body, but I've heard that we don't have that. But I guess I needed it, since I was coming right back. And oh God, these gowns I can't say enough about how the white and these gowns we had on, so white. And I knew exactly what I looked like. Exactly. And I don't know how I didn't see a mirror or anything. There was no mirror, nothing like that. But I knew exactly what I looked like. Uh, Heaven is wonderful. I just want to say that, and all of y'all are going to experience, whether you believe or not, you're still going to get a chance, I think, to go there. You know, it says all you have to do is believe in Jesus, you know, that Jesus died and came back in 3 days. Yeah, but I don't know if that's true. I mean, I hate the Bible, everything in it, of course, I'll say is true, but I didn't believe none of that when I went to heaven. None of it. It was pretty much, it was jokeable. I used to, when I was a kid, I'd stand out in the rain and say, strike me dead. It'd be a thunderstorm. You know, if you're there, strike me dead. When I was grown, of course, uh, God don't, God don't work like that. You know, thank goodness. But now I'm a firm Christian believer, uh, and I love my Lord. I love Jesus. I love God. Yes, and I love the Holy Spirit. And if the Holy Spirit ever comes down on you, what a feeling. That's what it was when I first came back. I still had the Holy Spirit. I guess the reason I felt so good. Uh, it was more than just not being depressed. It was a much better happiness, you know, feeling. I think that's when the Holy Spirit was still with me. And that night, Evangelist told me, no, that would be cheating. Uh, but for the next 3 or 4 or 5 hours after I came back, I felt great, you know. Not that I felt bad after that. I still felt good. I mean, I felt normal, you might say, for a change. I just had this great love for animals, you know. I cannot stand to see an animal abused or hungry. I can't stand it. In heaven, that was just on the other side of the wall. I think the wall, the rock wall, was the boundary. You know, if I had touched that wall, I don't think I would have came back. And that's why just before my butt touched it, boom, I was floating in something, you know, and the tree was on the other side. And it was a beautiful tree, but it was the only one I've seen. Didn't see any other trees. Nobody but my wife was the only one there, you know. And she had this, not smile on her face, but very contented face on her face, you know, like she was very relaxed, comfortable, wherever she, you know. And she had a very slight smile on her face, and I said, hello, how are you? And like I say, as I turned to sit down, I started, and just before I sat down, and boom, I was floating. But I got a very good look, close-up look of her face as I was sitting down. And she was very beautiful. And when I get back to heaven, I'll see her again. Of course, it's not the same love you have for somebody in heaven as you do here. I mean, if I love my wife in heaven, you love everybody else the same amount of love, you know. So you're not going to be hurt when you're not husband and wife. So I don't think there's a such thing in heaven as husband and wife. I think you're just, you love everybody the same there. You'll love your wife just like you would love Bruno or somebody. You know, it's all love, but not intimate, intimacy type of love, you know, in heaven. You know, because no, I don't think I think there is no actual man and woman there. I don't think you have. Of course, it's a woman, but I mean, she don't have the. You have the same.
It sounds like
No,
just
there is.
being there is better than anything that we can experience here on Earth.
Oh yeah, yeah. Just being there. That's what I say. You can do everything on earth you want to, everything, and you can be so much in love with it. It's not even close. Your happiest day here on earth, if you go to heaven, if you multiply your happiest day by 1 billion, you still won't be scratching the surface of what it's like being in heaven. I mean, there's no such thing here. You can't even get close to the feelings you get in heaven. You think when you got your bills paid, everything's worked out, everything's good, the kids are good, everything's good, so you don't have no worry in the back of your mind. You'll realize this when you get to heaven. In the back of your conscious, subconscious, whatever, you have all kinds of worries. I mean, you're constantly worrying and don't realize it. But that's gone when you get to heaven. That's why people say it's so much peace in heaven along with love, because it's just unbelievable peace for you. Even though you're out doing stuff, I guess, it's just so much peace in for you and love. Oh, God can love you, can give you so much love you can almost touch it. Oh, it feels so. You don't believe me. You don't want to come back here. I can't believe anybody ever asked to come back unless God, wanted them actually to come back and you know show them something, their kids or stuff like that, to get them to come back. So it'd be their choice. But I can't believe anybody would want to come back here after being in heaven. No, I can't believe it. I'm just sorry I can't. I wanted to stay there. It was just, I was standing on a path with vegetation. I sat on both sides and blackness behind me, and I could see everything. You don't have to turn your head or nothing. All you have to do is think about someplace and you'll be there. That's how I got to my wife anyway. And oh gosh, the grass, even the grass is alive and beautiful there. That little street was so perfect. I mean, if you've ever seen the ice cream cone, the way the cone, the top part is, the ice cream is so rounded. That's the way that tree looked. There was nothing dead on it anywhere from what I could see anyway. And I took a step. It was a path. I don't know much. It was a path where I was standing. Like many people have walked through it before. I don't know, but that's what it's like a path here on Earth would be. Uh, so it may have been a meeting place for a lot of people.
Thank you so much, Jerry, for joining us and sharing
Uh,
your inspirational story.
uh,
Um, do you have any
I'm
last
sorry.
positive words for those
Yeah,
who
yeah.
maybe have lost a loved one or facing death?
Well, yeah, my son just died about 6 months ago in an automobile accident. My middle son, and I wish your believers would please pray for him, as I do, and please know that heaven is very, very real, and you will go there someday. And please don't fear death if you can.
I love that.
because
And
it's not good.
I'll be praying for you and your son as well.
Thank you, my son. Yes.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Jerry. Have a wonderful
Bye
day.
bye. Okay.